What's up, champs? If you're having a great day, another video. In this video, we are going to talk about something that's gonna make few of us shake a little bit, all right? It's usually an uncomfortable conversation to have, and we're gonna talk about the price of your product. But by the end of this, we're gonna be really comfortable to make sure that you know your worth and you're just gonna be super confident in everything, all right? We're gonna talk about your price because we have been speaking about your niche. We created your offer. Now it's time to put a price tag on it. But the thing that most coaches get wrong here is that they let the market decide the price. And what I mean with that is that if you are a personal trainer, for example, you go online and you just search for personal training, and then you think, okay, this is what the most people are doing and this is what most trainers cost. Awesome, I'm gonna be somewhere in the middle, which is completely wrong when we're doing it and we're approaching it in this way. Why? Because you are the expert. Remember that we are turning your passion, something that you are extremely good at, into profit. So we will make sure that you can charge a premium price. So that's the first thing that most people get wrong. The second thing is that we think that, okay, but if I put the price lower, so we price shop. If I put the price lower, that means more people are gonna buy it, right? Because it makes logical sense. Like if it's cheaper, more people will buy it. However, that is completely not true, even if we think in our mind that it makes logical sense. And today we're gonna run over how you're gonna get paid, your worth. We're gonna make sure to price it good so you know exactly how much value you're bringing to the customer, and so you're comfortable in it. So you feel good in the pricing and you're not uncomfortable, because people are gonna hear that on the phone when you're doing the strategy session or the sales call with them. And we want it to be smooth. I want you to feel comfortable. I want you to feel it and really be confident in your delivery. And we're gonna make sure that you deliver something that is worth 10 to 20 amount of the value that you're providing, all right? Because what most people get wrong here, this is what most coaches get wrong, probably you as well, is that you let your low self-esteem determine the price. I'm gonna say that again. You're doing this wrong. You've probably been mispricing yourself or your product because you are letting your low self-esteem determine the price. And another thing that most coaches do wrong also, or not most, but some coaches, is that they let their high self-esteem determine the price. So we know those coaches that are really expensive but don't deliver a good product is because their self-esteem is up here. And then we have the people that we usually work with, people who are really great at what they're doing but have some struggles with their self-esteem and their self-worth. So they're like, you know what, I'm just gonna price this place here because that's what I'm worth. My time is worth approximately 25 euro. So if they buy 2 classes, that's gonna be 50 euro of the price, right? Does that make sense? First thing I want you to do is that I want you to remove yourself completely from the equation. You are 100% irrelevant. I don't care about your low self-confidence. I don't care about your self-worth. We are looking at it from the impact that your product is having on your perfect future client's life. The impact of the product that you are delivering to your perfect future client. That's what we are determining today, all right? Make sense? Another thing I want you to do is that, or not that I want you to do, but another thing that coaches get wrong is that they price with their own financial capabilities. So if I wanna have a product that I sell for 5,000 euros, which I do, doesn't mean that I have 5,000 euro myself to spend on a product, all right? So, and it makes sense, right? If you feel that you don't have that type of money or that financial backings yourself, it's like, okay, but I would never spend $5,000 on a product. Again, you're looking at the price from a you perspective, but we are ignoring you. Like I said, your irrelevance. We take you out of the equation and look at it from the fact of the perfect future client. I have this problem. Can you help me get there? I have this. I don't want that. I want to get here. Can you help me? That's the only thing we're looking at right now. Make sense? Then there is more things that I want to think about, and it's that we are not going to price by deliverables. What I mean with that is that, okay, but what is this? What are we looking at here? What did you just purchase? This course, right? What is it? It's a pre-recorded videos and webinar and some worksheets. Yeah, but if I'm going to price it by deliverables, it's not that high, is it? But again, I take that away because it doesn't matter. Impact. How much impact is this having on your life or the perfect future client's life? All right. So the big idea here is to take yourself out of the equation. You are irrelevant. And if you have a seesaw here, you think that on one side it's the price and one side it's the value. So you think, okay, but this is my price and the price equals the value. But you scratch that and you think that the price is going to be value times 10. All right, so you give them, we're gonna make a calculation here which shows us that what we are doing is helping the client and we're giving them 10 to 20 amounts of the value that we are charging them. So we feel comfortable in it, we feel good knowing that we are delivering a good product and it's worth that paycheck. Cool? When I say paycheck, I really mean worth that price, but you get my point here, all right? Let's go to the iPad and it's time to draw a little bit. It's time to calculate your true value. And for that, we got a worksheet that we call the True Value Calculator. If you have a client before, a perfect future client that you worked with, that was, you just got amazing results and did everything that you wanted her to do or him, now is the time to use that example. If you don't have one, or you never had one before, you're just a completely new coach, that's awesome. Now it's time for you to get a little bit creative and just dive even more into the demographics and the psychographics of that avatar. Make sense? I'm going to use a previous student of mine. Let's call her Angela. All right? And we're going to go like this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think you get the point here. Cool? Let's do this together now. Angela. Describe their situation. When Angela came to me, she was overweight. She was really stressed out. She was really stressed out. She was suffering from having really, really low self-esteem. And self-love also. And let's start there, all right? We might, as time goes, we might come up with new things that we're gonna add there. What negative impact was this having? She was pre-diabetic, so that was obviously something that's really bad. She was constantly sick, so she was a lot of sick leave. Which made her lose money. And there was also things happening with her family. So that became an extra stress point. But because she was not in a mental state to take care of it, the family situation just got even worse. So we just write relationships. But self-love and overweight was the two main things that she was really struggling with, and that was the negative impact, all right? Then the result, what specific results did we help them do? Then we do the same thing. We take the ones on the left side and we flip them. So we made her get fit, in short words. She was much more calmer. She got up in her self-esteem. And she started loving herself. Do you see now the amount of impact that you can have on people? When someone that's older than you comes to you and say, because of your coaching, I now love myself. I've never been able to do that before. There's a power to that. Let that sink in and truly put yourself in the other person's shoes and truly visualize yourself when you are delivering your product to the market. And get inspired by it, all right? How long can they repeat the results? Because I'm so focused on not having clients and having students, the results, the knowledge that I taught Angela this is something she can do for the rest of her life. So we're gonna write 20 plus years. All right, I thought about nutrition, I thought about self-worth. We covered a lot of training principles. So these are things that never change. Intangibles, how else was their life improved? She got a killer confidence. She started dating, but bam. She started dating and she got a promotional job. This is actually a true story. She got a promotion and just overall started loving life. Right? Emotions. What is the emotional impact of the intangibles? Happy, proud, love, in this case herself, and confidence. Probably misspelled confident there, don't worry about it. Personally, how did their personal life get better? More energy. She got a dating life, so that's hopefully will result in some type of happiness for her. So we're just gonna write Tinder happy. Tinder happy. What more? Their personal life got better in what way? A relationship with family. Etc, etc, etc. You see where I'm going with this. Right about now is a perfect time if you're not doing this while I'm doing it with you. Now is just a perfect time to press pause, press the space button and do it while I'm standing here posing a little bit. You should really do this while I'm standing here posing a little bit. So I'm just gonna stand and hold this pose for about a few more seconds while you are actually doing what I told you to do. Cool? Here we go. Who else benefited? All the family members. The people at her job. Why? Because all of a sudden she's now going to her job, she has another vibe, she's much more positive. If you love yourself, it's a lot easier for other people to love you also, right? Her family, the people she's dated, so we will just write the Tinder date. The Tinder date. And I think that's a good start. Cool? So then we go up here. Now it gets really interesting. What would it have cost them to not hire you? Okay, so in Angela's case, I'm her personal trainer. I did tons of one-on-one coaching with her. So I'm her some type of therapist. I think that's how you spell it. I'm definitely her nutritionist. We also need to count in all the days and all the time she was sick and home for sick leave that she's not. So all the money she lost there. So let's say she was working 80% when she came to me, or maybe 60. So to be conservative, we write 30% extra income. We did therapist, we did that, nutritionist, boom, and life coach. Because you can definitely argue. I'm not the guy usually to call myself a life coach, but I guess I am. What's going on here? So now it's time for you again to calculate. How much does this cost? And then you get some type of monthly price, right? Like this much would it cost per month for her. And then you can take that and you go down here. So that's the cost of it per month. And then you think, okay, but what is the real value of my work? So then I have this number up here, x. So then I take x number times the amount of years she can replicate this, and then I'm conservatively, that word, doing an estimation that, so she can do that times 20 years equals, I'm just gonna say that I honestly believe that my true value is between 50 to 70K, and I'm talking about euros, approximately, right? And I feel I'm being very conservative here. And then, with that being said, and we remember this thing, right? So we said 5K in our example, or maybe we said 3K, don't remember. And then we said this. Remember this thing we did on paper or on before? Now, looking at that and me putting a price between 4,000 and 5,000 euros for what I have delivered here, feels pretty good, right? So with all of this, with this worksheet, hopefully now you're a lot more confident in your pricing. Hopefully now you get some type of understanding of the value of not to work with you, or the cost of not to work with you, and the value, the true value, the amount of lives that get affected, impacted positively by that person taking your program. Not only their own life, but the ripple effect of taking your program, right? And with that, I really, honestly now, don't underprice yourself. This is a completely new opportunity for you, if you've been doing this before, to step in to those big boy, big woman shoes, pants that we spoke about, right? Remember, take the belt, strap it on, slap on some suspenders, and it's time to get paid your worth. This is what this is about. 3 things to really take away from here. You are not part of this equation, all right? Not your self-esteem, not your current financial capabilities. Take yourself out of it. We don't price by the deliverables. We price by the impact and the cost of inaction, the value that your program has, all right? And then the big thing here, the big thing to remember is you are an expert in this field, all right? We are positioning you not low, not average, nothing worse than being average, allowed to be lower than average. You are an expert. An expert deserves to get paid a premium price because you're solving a very specific problem in your perfect future client's life. Because of the true value calculator, we now know what that is, all right? Homework for today. I want you to do the calculation. I want you to send us a photo right here under in the comments. And then I want to know, what did you learn and what did you love about pricing your product? All right? Really looking forward for the next video. I know this was a little scary and uncomfortable for some of you. Take those pants on. All right? Let's go to work.